Hello everyone, this is Donna from Even the Scales. Thank you if you've clicked on my video today. I'm on my channel right now to specifically talk about the three neighbours that adjoin my unit and the abuse that they are putting me through right now. The three neighbours that adjoin to my unit here, they have the ability to control the air in my home. This is because St George Community Housing, who is the housing provider that we all rent off here, has rigged the range hoods over their stoves so that they can control the air in my unit. Everything that they put through their range hoods gets diverted into my unit instead of going out through the roof. These three neighbours are being paid to put me through cruel, torturous abuse by St George Community Housing, who have partnered up with the justice system to put me through this abuse. This is being done to me because it's all a part of a justice system cover-up where they are covering for abusive people in the community and abusive police officers. I have police officers in my family and connected to my family that have been obstructing justice. And I'm not going to go into that too much right now. That's just a brief rundown of why this is happening. The three people that adjoin to my unit have been tampering with my air, non-stop. There's two neighbours that live, one lives directly next door to me, across the hall here, across the stairs, and then there's one that lives underneath that neighbour, that is a man, and then there is a woman that lives downstairs from me. All three of them have the ability to control the air in my home. All of these people are extremely cruel and relentless with the abuse that they put me through. And they're being paid to do that from St George Community Housing. I'm not sure how they get paid, whether they are getting their rent cheaper or if they actually get paid for it, or if I do know that they are expecting some kind of lump sum, when something was to happen to me, because it's being done to either take my life, to cause me a serious illness, or to run me out of my home. Any of those options, they don't really care how it happens. They're just trying to put me through so much abuse that I either just have a sudden health episode, whether it be mental or physical. They don't care. They just want me to be unable to live, to build a life and a foundation. They're trying to tear that down constantly. And right now, I'm very concerned about the air that I'm trying to breathe in my home. The woman downstairs is constantly sending dust through into my home. There's loads of evidence of it on this channel. I posted a video this morning showing the evidence. And she also does this through the night. She turns on her range hood and dust just rains through into my house. So much that I cannot even lift up an object in my house without just a huge plume of dust coming off it. It's absolutely everywhere. It's unhealthy. This home right now is unlivable. It's a hazard. And I have spoken to St George Community Housing about this several times. I cannot get any professionalism from them whatsoever. They are paying these neighbours to do this. And see, I wasn't supposed to survive this long. I was supposed to be rent out of my home by now, or I was supposed to have a mental health breakdown, or I'm supposed to have a heart attack and pass away. That's what these people are dependent on. And this is why I'm being put through relentless abuse right now, because St George Community Housing and these neighbours are trying to force my death. And that is no exaggeration. I don't exaggerate on this channel. That is exactly what is happening here. These people are relentless abusers, and this woman downstairs has obviously got a mental disturbance going on. Obviously. And I can say that with a lot of evidence to back it up, because to do this to an innocent person, you would have to have a mental disturbance going on. She's doing this to me. I'm an innocent person. I've never done anything to her. Same with the other two neighbours. But they're being paid to sit there and put me through hours of torture in my home. The other two breathe in cigarette smoke. That's their weapon, cigarette smoke. And when they put on their range hoods and breathe that cigarette smoke through, it's also sending through dust. This morning, there's also abusive men stalking my house. There's also abusive men stalking. You probably just heard that car go past then. So I'm glad that just went past. They do that just to try and cause extra stress and to try and exercise some kind of dominance or power over me. But it doesn't really faze me. It doesn't. So what's happening is this morning as well, like at about 5 a.m. this morning, 4:30 a.m. actually, before I even moved, when I woke up, before I even moved, the Campbelltown police was sitting waiting around the corner to stalk me. They did that deliberately to encourage the people to abuse me that live in these units. That's why they do that. They also do it so it's the first thing that I hear when I wake up in the morning, just to try and make me feel like I want to give up on life, because that's another thing. That's another option for these people. They thought I would give up on life and take my own life right now just from being put through so much abuse. So, yeah, the Campbelltown police were stalking this morning. I'm sure everyone heard them. And they also had Transport New South Wales workers helping them as well. Every single morning before I even open my eyes, this is happening, and that's because there is a device that has been placed in my body without my knowledge when I went and had a procedure done at the Campbelltown Public Hospital that monitors my vital signs. That's so that these people can put me through abuse. It's all a part of the justice system cover-up, and the health system have teamed with the justice system to put me through this. So they have had that device placed in my body that monitors my vital signs. So they know before I even move when I wake from my sleep, they know. These neighbours, let me just go through how these neighbours are affecting my life right now and what I'm being forced to live with in my home. I just want to add to, I'm a very good tenant here. I look after my home. I absolutely love my home. I love my space. I love taking care of my home, and I take pride in my home, and these neighbours know that. St George Community Housing know that too. They know I'm one of their best tenants, but they took this deal with the justice system to abuse me to death. So the options for them, I'll just go through them with you again. One was for me to give up on life, take my life, have a heart attack or a sudden stroke or something like that where I can't take care of myself or I die, a breathing episode, which they're trying to cause, or they're trying to drive me out of my home. Any of those options. That's what they've been trying to do. For 19 months, a large majority of the community have been involved in this abuse here in Campbelltown, New South Wales. That's how long the Campbelltown police have been involved in this. That was after I wrote a letter to the justice system explaining all the injustices I've been through. That's when this abuse amped up. Now, these neighbours, there's a couple of these neighbours that have been actually putting me through psychological abuse for quite a few years. They have been working with corrupt members of the justice system and my family members who are also involved in this to put me through psychological abuse for a few years, since I moved in here, which was 4.5 years ago. But yeah, 19 months ago, a lot of the other neighbours got involved. A lot of the community here in Campbelltown got involved, and the Campbelltown police got involved. The neighbours that have been putting me through abuse for quite a few years are the woman that lives downstairs and the man that lives diagonally, and there's another woman over here too. Those three mainly. And then they got all the other neighbours involved, as many as they could. They rallied them up. They told lies on my character. They told a lot of disgusting lies. They slandered my character to other neighbours. to get them to help them abuse me. So that's kind of like how it started here. Now, there's 3 neighbours that are joined to my unit now. They stalk me 24 hours a day on an illegal camera that's in my home. These people can watch into my bedroom, and they've been doing that for a very long time. They can also see into my living space. I'm hoping they can't see into my bathroom, but I don't know. I mean, I've got to use my bathroom. What can I do? I can't do anything about it. And if I could, it's too late now. But yeah, there's cameras in my bedroom that St George Community Housing has placed there, and in my living space that I know of for sure. These 3 people, they have made it their absolute life to stalk me, and so have other neighbours around here. All they do is watch me from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, and they lurk over me at night too. One of them, this man who lives diagonally, he hasn't left his house in 19 months. That's how addicted he is to stalking me. He doesn't leave his home. It's his life. And he's addicted to abusing me. And it's the same for this woman downstairs. This neighbour in here is relatively new, but they've started abusing me as well. They're abusing the air in my home with cigarette smoke. The woman that lived in the unit before them, she abused me for about 4 months straight with cigarette smoke, and she put me through extreme trauma. And I'm very traumatised by what these neighbours are doing. Extremely. I mean, to have your air tampered with like that 24 hours a day, it's very traumatising. And that's why I'm making this channel now, because I want it to stop. I've also sent emails to St George Community Housing again today. But whether they'll do anything about it or not, I don't know, because I've tried to contact them before the right ways, by sending them emails, by ringing them. They actually put me through more psychological abuse when I contact them and speak to them. If they've come out here a couple of times and asked me about the problem, and as they've been speaking to me, they've been putting me through psychological abuse. And it's like they rehearse what they're going to say. They watch me in my home before they come. And I mean, they've got someone watching me in my home 24 hours a day. And they get ideas from what I'm doing in my home. Or from what they also watch my devices. So they get ideas from the things I'm doing in my home or on my devices, and then they carry out psychological abuse based on that. So these 3 neighbours that are joined to my unit, they can control my air. They also watch me on these cameras illegally, 24 hours a day. They're invading my privacy. They also have access to viewing my devices illegally. All of those things are a jail sentence. Then they're tampering with the air I'm trying to breathe in my home. 2 of them with cigarette smoke, 1 of them with dust. And the dust that's being sent through to my home has made my home unlivable. My home is a hazard. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous what St George Community Housing are expecting me to live with. This woman downstairs and the other 2, they feel like it's their right to abuse me. They do. They've been doing it so long. It's their life. It's what they do for their entertainment. And that's what I mean by mentally disturbed. You would have to be mentally disturbed to do this, to make this your life. They enjoy it. This woman downstairs is a cruel, sadistic woman, and she's addicted to abusing me. She's addicted to watching me suffer, and so's he. The one that lives diagonally. This one's just been paid for it. I don't know what's going on there, but they've abused me nearly every day for the past week. The 2 downstairs, they've been putting me through abuse for years. Up until, that's 19 months ago, it picked up from these 2 though. That's when the rest of the community got involved and they started doing more. A lot more. But before that, they were putting me through psychological abuse. So that's all the ways that they have that control over my life. And that's what I want to make known, and this is what I want justice for. They're watching me in my home illegally, stalking me like a pair of demons all day, every day, non-stop. They do nothing else They're addicted. They're dangerous. They're very dangerous people. They're tampering with my air and they think that's a joke. They do. And they're doing it for their fun. So, yeah, that's mentally disturbed. St. George Community Housing, I know you're watching this video. These people are mentally disturbed and I am in danger. The woman downstairs has even sent raw gas into my home on several occasions. These people are very abusive and very dangerous, and you're sitting back watching this happen. The air in my home, I shouldn't even be breathing at St. George Community Housing, but I have to live here. This is my home. But you can rest assured I will be getting advice on these matters. The reason I can't just go to any lawyer, or I haven't been able to, is because when this abuse started 19 months ago, I was put into the Campbelltown Public Hospital and put through 5 weeks of terror by the staff and the doctors there who were paid to try and cause me a mental health episode. And I've made videos of that. I'll attach them to this one if you'd like to have a look. It's all a part of the justice system cover-up. So I reached out to lawyers then. But back then, the lawyers, I reached out to about 10 lawyers. But they'd all either been told not to help me, or they'd been bribed, or they had been told lies. But for some reason, none of them would help me. They'd been, in some way, they were deterred from helping me. So it's like anyone I've reached out to for help, I've reached out to people in the public eye for help, and they haven't helped me because of the same reasons. They've either been stopped or paid off or lied to. So this is why I can't just go to any lawyer, because the justice system, that they're watching my devices, they're watching everything I look up, so they know where I'm going, what I'm doing 24 hours a day. So if I look up a lawyer and I go to a lawyer, I don't know whether that lawyer is going to be in on this abuse or not. So that's why I've had to create this channel to protect myself. There's no one to turn to for help. The Campbelltown police are involved. So I've just got to hope and pray that there's someone out there watching these videos that can help me. But yeah, they're watching me in my home. They're viewing my devices illegally. They're tampering with my air, and they're doing this to deliberately try and cause me a health episode. They're also watching my heartbeat on a monitor as they inflict this abuse. That's what I mean by mentally disturbed. You would have to be. You'd have to be to sit there and watch an innocent person's heartbeat as you're inflicting abuse on them, trying to induce a heart attack or a stroke. And the 2 neighbours downstairs, they've done this hundreds of times over the past 19 months. So it's attempted murder every time they do that. Every single time. They cause my heart rate to rise. It is attempted murder. Not only that, I have a very fast heartbeat. The health system are holding back vital information from me about my health that I should know. They know this. They know, these people know more about my health than I do. They know that I have this fast heartbeat, and they are deliberately. That's why they implanted this device, so that they could watch my heartbeat as they inflict the cruelty. And then there's people watching into my home illegally on this camera to watch me be put through cruelty that the landlord is getting money for. People are paying to watch me go through this cruelty. And these people that are abusing me, one of the main reasons they're putting me through that abuse is to get attention from the people that are viewing into my home illegally. It's sick. They are. They're absolutely sick. These people are sick. And they're dangerous. And I'm being forced to go through hours of torture. St. George Community Housing has turned my home into a torture chamber, and they have mentally disturbed people abusing me 24 hours a day who are tampering with my air while they watch my heartbeat on a monitor to try and deliberately cause me a heart attack or a stroke, or they're provoking me constantly to try and cause me to have a mental health breakdown. Anyone would be driven to the point of, anger. That's why I had to create this channel, just to be able to speak about it and let out my anger on this channel as well, because there's no one to turn to. Literally, my family are involved. My family sit back and watch this because they've stolen an inheritance from me, and they have also taken money from the justice system to be a part of this. But anyway, right now, the air in my home is my main concern. I want to breathe clean air in my home. I deserve to breathe clean air. I pay rent. I'm an excellent tenant. And this is being done to me because of this police cover-up. They're paying these mentally disturbed people to put me through abuse. And I tell you what, they've dedicated their lives to it, absolutely. This woman downstairs, she has dedicated every second of her day to abusing me. She's absolutely dangerous. She's absolutely addicted, and I need urgent help, especially from her and him. And this one, because the cigarette smoke, I can't handle toxins either. They know that. It makes me sick. I used to smoke. I used to love smoking. I had to give up smoking because I couldn't stomach them. It made me violently ill to smoke a cigarette. So I can't handle it. They know that. So they're constantly breathing it into my home, and it's chemicals. It's second-hand lung smoke too, which is even more dangerous. So St George Community Housing, you are right now allowing these people to poison my air with toxic fibres that are falling from the roof, from the insulation. You are also allowing them to pollute my air with chemicals, and you're doing this deliberately. You are deliberately turning a blind eye to this, hoping that I pass away from this abuse. Because you thought I would have by now. You thought I would have. You thought I would have ran away. You thought I would have been an easy target because I have nobody. I don't have anybody. I've been purposely isolated. The lies that have been told over my character are disgusting. And that was all to keep me from getting into a relationship, any kind of relationship. These people have come between every relationship in my life. My family have. They've spread lies and slander on me to keep people away. The justice system have as well, and so have these neighbours. And I want these people held accountable. So if there's anyone out there that can help me, please help me. Because my family have gotten away with looting on my entire life. They have stolen my entire legacy. They've even gone as far as to break into my home and steal my personal journaling and writing for their own. And so that they could use it as a part of the abuse against me, so that they could carry out cruel psychological abuse. They handed it to the justice system so they could carry out cruel psychological abuse based on my personal journaling and writing. They've stolen sacred pieces of my life and soul. They've stolen my legacy. They've stolen my inheritance. I shouldn't even be going through this. So right now, I just want the air in my home to be clean. So that's the main reason I'm making this video. That's the priority here. I want something done about this mentally disturbed woman downstairs because she's absolutely dangerous, and so are the others. They have no empathy at all. There's been times when I've pleaded them to stop and they will not stop. These are extremely cruel, callous, sadistic people who enjoy what they're doing. They're enjoying it. It's their life, especially these two. Please, if you could help me with raising public awareness about this matter, please help me. If you can help me by sharing a video, please help me. If you could help me just by, telling people about this and what's gone on here, because people need to know that this landlord, St George Community Housing, is getting away with trying to abuse people to death for bribe money from the justice system. How many others have they done this to? I guess we'll find out when all the truth comes out, and it will. And people need to know that the justice system and health system are trying to abuse people to death to cover up their mistakes and their crimes. That's another thing. The public need to know that. It's something the public deserve to know. Because once again, how many people have they done this to? And the Campbelltown police are encouraging these neighbours. They have done almost every day for 19 months. And I'm an innocent person. And yeah, they thought it would be easy. They thought it would be easy because I'm a single woman. I'm also being discriminated against because of that. They thought it would be easy because I had no family. My family deliberately isolated me. They got money for that. And the community here has completely deserted me. They've been paid off as well. Or they were expecting money when I passed away or gave up on life. That's why the police are so relentless as well, because there's something where they have some kind of money to gain out of this. That's why they're just every opportunity they get where they can sneak and carry out abuse, they are. So thank you for listening. And if you can help me, please help me. My email will be in the description box if you can offer me any advice, or if you know anyone, that works in the justice system that would be able to help me bring these people to justice, please let me know. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Enjoy your day.